Greetings, Grateful Tribe. As you guys know, we're on a constant mission to empower people with big hearts to achieve big wallets. And on that journey, we not only find the opportunities, but the people that inspire us to show us what is possible in this digital era, in this journey of entrepreneurship, in this journey of self-growth and development. And with me today is someone that I'm genuinely excited to get to know his story. We're talking about Lambo Drew, who lives up to his name, a genuine guy with some incredible stories that we got to talk about behind the scenes that I want to bring in front of you guys so you can be inspired by all that he's achieved, all the ups and downs and battles that he's gone through. So let's dive in and get to know Lambo Drew. So Lambo, tell us a little bit about your journey, where it began, and would love to hear all the ups and downs that got you to where you are today.
Man, listen, thank you again, man, Sal, man, just for being here, dude. He's a legend out here in this space, man. And I think that we are all honored and everything, man, to definitely sit in your
This guy's
presence.
legendary.
So, you know what it is, man. But listen, look, just your boy Lambo Drew. Definitely everybody know I'm born and raised in New Orleans, so I'm definitely man of the South. So we come up and everything, man, not with all of the other luxuries that many other people do have, right? Which that's the same story for so many people who are out there, right?
Absolutely, brother.
But it was also the grind and the hustle that I seen of my parents, and I seen even of my grandfather, right? Who literally, man, was a pioneer and a trailblazer in his own industry.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched, man, how my grandfather, man, literally had it just away with people. It was just genuine, man.
And that stuck with you.
That stuck with me. And that was the same principles that I decided to do and to really go on ahead, man, and hone into that. So people say, man, Lambo, you're a lot like your grandfather in so many ways.
Wow.
Just a man of tradition, a man of people, but also a man of principle, right?
Man, so tell me a little bit about you growing up. Was it, as you said, maybe not in a state of privilege? What did you see growing up that kind of lit or planted a seed inside of you that made you into or wanting to achieve more out of your life?
I can honestly say, man, coming up in New Orleans, man, everybody kind of knows the struggle of New Orleans, right? It's definitely not a city and everything, man, that we can honestly say has the best of privileges, whether it's schooling, whether it's workflow, or whether it's just being able to make it in life. So I seen a lot, man, of just the outside street hustle game of things, right? And that was our thing, right? Either you played sports or you was actually in the streets, right? There was no in between. They would make fun of you to go ahead and be a book smart kid, right? And to be able to go ahead and have a degree and go to college and earn something different. It was more cooler to earn a college, right? Or earn a degree in the streets or earn a college degree actually playing sports.
That's very interesting, where you kind of, the straight and narrow path was seen as almost like a failure or judged more heavily than doing what your peer pressure or environment. Basically, you could have been a product of your environment, but you were consciously engineering your life to the point where Lambo Drew lives up to his name with not just one Lambo,
but two.
Yeah. And, I want to go from that sort of environment to this, because many people are stuck.
Yeah.
Whether they're born there, whether it's a rut that they're in, whether it's the 9-to-5 grind that they're in, whether it's in the space of digital entrepreneurship and trying to see if they can, level up their lives and facing failure after failure after failure, which we're talking and sharing a lot of battle scars that we've been through. I want to dive and zoom into more of your early stage of how you stepped into a world of entrepreneurship and not a world of employment and trading your hours for dollars.
Well, I can honestly go ahead and keep it real with y'all. Let's keep it real with everybody out here, especially, man, on my guy Sal. So I actually dove into that street life from actually following my older brother, right?
Your older brother.
My older brother and everything, man, was like the guy, man, we looked up to. He was the guy, man, at 12, 13, 14 years old. He was already driving some of the best of cars and living a luxury life. My oldest brother, he was out in the street life, right? I actually looked to actually see that as like the pinnacle, right? But at the same time, man, I already knew like there was something like even more bigger on my life, right? Than to really follow his footsteps. But early on, a lot of people don't notice about Lambo, but a lot of people who do know, I actually was a barber by the age of 14, 15.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I began to start cutting hair, hustling very early. Even before that, I was actually signing shoes. Dude, whatever we could do to make $1 in New Orleans.
Shining shoes?
Shining shoes, yeah. Putting a buffer on shoes and making sure that the shoes were waxed, changing the soles out, putting an entire, man, leather coat, man, that literally you could see the wax from so many miles away, dude. It was phenomenal. And so when people actually would see our products for me and my brother shining his shoes, they were like, man, shoes look like glass. They were that sharp.
I love how proud you are of the details of shining shoes, man. The humility you have. You wouldn't think someone that has 2 Lambos would be, talking so in depth about maybe your first entrepreneurial endeavor, because both the shining shoes and actually being a barber, you have a lot more control over increasing your income, of getting clients, of being, a person that gets repeated customers, early stages of business development and mentality.
Yes. Well, see, I was always taught that a man, literally, he groomed himself well, right? But also in everything, man, a man who took care of his shoes told the story.
Okay. So when I was setting up, I said I wanted to get your shoes because I respect the shoes.
It's a shoe game, man. And so literally, man, it makes you feel more confident. We were coming up, man, in the South. The first thing that people used to do, they take a look down at you and then they look down at your shoes.
Head to toe.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And it's funny, man, that still in society this day, we still similar to do that now. And it may not be like on the physical standpoint, which a lot of influencers are, but maybe your shoes is the thing that is what got you to the place that you are, where you are now. What does your shoes look like? And our shoes look different in many different forms of facets of our life, right?
We walk parallel paths of life.
Yeah.
And I really am curious how that evolved into greater and greater forms of business, because you do so much now.
Yes, sir.
And I wonder if it's the early hustle mentality that got you to want to continue to expand what you're capable of and increase your business.
Sal, I really want to go ahead and be real with you, everybody out here watching.
Do it, brother.
Lambo don't hold back for nothing, man. Honestly, man, I knew if I lived to see 18, I was living in New Orleans. I wasn't going to stay in New Orleans.
Okay.
New Orleans was not a city where I was going to grow up because it was a dangerous city. And I knew if I had to escape, I had to go to college. So that's what I did.
You focused on school.
I focused on school, the uncool thing.
Oh, man.
But now keep in mind, this was literally after I had my career as a barber now.
I mean, a decent barber can make like pretty good middle income.
Oh, well, barbers in New Orleans was like the popular thing.
Oh, okay.
That was like the neighborhood superstar, right? Was a barber. So the barbers and everything, man, had all the cool cars. They had the hookups on all the fancy clothes. They kept you looking sharp, so people would look out for you.
Okay. So you wanted to pursue getting into college and university so that you could get yourself out of that environment. How did that go?
So this is a true story. So I'm working for the hospital and I had a barbershop at the exact same time, right?
You had the
barbershop and I was working at the hospital. I had a barbershop.
And you were working.
And I was working.
At the hospital.
At the hospital, man. Literally, man, having 2 hustles, the drive was just always there. So nobody could never say, man, he's lazy, right?
No, believe it or not.
Yeah, it literally was right there. And shout out and everything, man, to my moms for really going ahead and plugging me, man, with that connection to get into the hospital, right?
Moms.
So you moms, all you moms out there, man, or you single parents out there, man, full salute to y'all, man. So my mom was like, yo, make sure in everything you have something steady. So when you don't have the influx of customers coming through, you can actually have money, still making money, right? And that's where a lot of people miss it at. When they don't have something that's literally being consistent, where is it that they have something that's the supplement that allows them to consistently make money? And I think that when I seen that, I knew like, man, college is going to be the next best thing for me to go on ahead and get to that next level, right? Because now I can surround myself, right, with the same entrepreneur's mindset and people in business and people in everything, man, who were scaling their goals by going to college. But I can honestly say, when I got there, it was a total different thing. Moving from New Orleans to Ohio, 2 totally different spectrums, right? You're dealing with something, it's in New Orleans, it's great weather, it's hot, it's no snow. To go into a city, man, that's almost 21 and I'm actually seeing snow for the very first time.
Yeah, wow. That's such a shock there. What did you major in there?
So I actually went to school for theology. A lot of people don't know that.
Theology?
I just was trying to get into school, y'all.
Oh, okay.
And I say, well, look, let me fix the first thing that we can finally fix. So it was theology. But then I also got into business finance.
Wow.
And when I got into business finance, I just knew for a fact, like, oh my God, that right there, that's my goal. That's my ticket out.
Man, you went from evolving the street smart, getting a degree there to actually getting financial degrees like Wall Street type of, knowing how money works and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So, business is a thing that you can learn in every sector of life, from the shoe shining to seeing work ethic and developing your work ethic. And then also you got some like professional knowledge and education. Did you make use of that, or what did you have to
So
teach?
it's super funny, man. A lot of people know
Mhm.
I actually went into the transit company, right?
Transit.
Literally driving transit for almost 20 years.
What does it mean, transit?
So transit was transportation, like city buses, light rails, heavy rails.
Was you were
right?
driving?
Yeah, literally driving
Bus driver.
buses. Yeah, I was like that for almost 20 years. But not just that, man. My whole objective was to go into the finance side of the buses, right?
You saw a business
I
of
seen the business of what transportation get. You're talking about an industry that has billions of dollars going through it, right? People are going to consistently, man, go ahead and make money and provide for their families
Yeah.
for the rest of their life. I said, well, what if I got into the financial director side of that, and I'm actually being able to control how we actually monetize transit, like the subways, like your trains, and like many other things.
Is that hard for people to get into? I mean, it seems like you have to buy a bus, or how do you
No, is
fit into
actually, man, transportation systems, they're hiring all the time. So I came in as an entry-level bus driver, took a shot just to be able to get in. But people don't understand this. What the one goal I had as a director for finance literally changed. The moment I got through the door, I actually seen the love for the people.
Oh, wow.
And I loved for the community, and seeing how everyday people were literally struggling to try to make it just from point A to point B.
So you, as a bus driver, got
Mhm.
a different perspective of people, because the kinds of people, and I've taken public bus to go to college, and it was an important part of my journey to get an education as well.
Yeah.
You got to connect with everyday people. You got to
Every
connect with your community. How did that play a role in what you did next?
So at that point, I found out what people's had pain points. And a lot of the pain points, man, had a lot to do with finances, right? Which so many of us do. Look, Lambo had my share, and we're going to get to that part of my story.
Yeah.
And those pain points every day were working class people who were just trying to make enough,
Paycheck to
keep a roof over your head, survive, raise a family, and do these things. But also those pain points allow me to see something totally different, right? So a lot of people don't know, man, I was the bus driver, right? Who was known even on YouTube. You could think back then, shout out to my guy, gives you credit.
Wait, you were on YouTube as a
I
bus
was
driver?
on YouTube as a bus driver fixing people's credit. I learned when I was getting evicted out of my own apartment how the importance of credit was while I was still a bus driver. And then no one would want to go on ahead, man, and then, get me into a place. I couldn't get into anything
Because you didn't have credit.
because I didn't have credit. And I thought that my money could actually go on ahead and sustain me. And they said, no, 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 no. It takes more than you having a great job. It takes for you to go on ahead and leverage credit. So that's the game that I got into for financial literacy. And I learned credit. I learned how to fix credit. I learned how to go ahead and take credit and be able to leverage that to the next level.
To save yourself.
To save myself from drowning, right? Because I was out there living out of my own vehicle, literally as a grown man, not a place to stay because no one would take a chance on me for getting into an apartment.
Oh my God. And just taking a moment to really take that in, of what it's like for a grown man with dreams
Yeah.
to be
And a working
out of the
job. And working a job.
And you're working a job.
And I'm working a job. Nice job. But I'm
But I
still
get-
out there sleeping out in my car
Yeah.
and having a nice job.
Yeah.
And the things that most people do, they think that their life is secure. Well, I found myself, man, not secure. I found myself, man, in really high waters, way above my head.
So during that time when you were living out of your car and working, you were also leveling up your financial literacy
Yes.
through desperation and
Yes.
see, you're saying a lot of and developing your credit, because you understood that not just money alone, not just incoming paycheck from a steady job,
Correct.
but in order to get other advancements in life, like getting a place and getting a mortgage and those sorts of things, require this thing called credit.
Facts. Facts.
And so as you begin to get yourself through that period, when did the idea come to you of like, let me help other people
Oh,
in that situation?
can I be real with you?
Okay.
So we were hearing the same stories in what we call as our day room, right? That's like where you go check in and you talk to all the other drivers and pretty much the conference area,
I see.
lounge area. And then those drivers were sharing the same stories that I was privately going through. And I was like, oh my gosh, if they're privately going through this, I'm privately going through this, they're sharing this publicly, yo, I can help them. So I was pulling them aside saying, hey, can I fix your credit? It was like, what do you know about credit? I'm pretty sure I can help you out.
Wow.
So I started taking people's credit, my own coworkers, and fixing it for free. We're talking over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think that was a place of empathy and seeing your coworkers go through this painful thing and you having the financial literacy to resolve it for them. This speaks of heart. This speaks of someone that wasn't even financially incentivized to do something that could genuinely elevate the people around him. And I guess that both skill set and passion led to a business developing.
Yes. So a lot of people were shocked because of how fast I could get stuff off. I was getting stuff off of people's reports within 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Negative items removed, points going up 100, 200, 300 points in 2 weeks.
Were you using another party or you were filing?
I was the one actually doing it.
You were like writing letters or something?
Sending off very aggressive letters from methods that I literally was learning back then on YouTube. A lot of people don't even know this. Like literally I was studying online and the same methods I was using to help myself to clean my credit up, I cleaned their credit out. And just at that moment, I knew I had something.
Yeah, something valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So did you open up your own business service or how?
So that's exactly what happened, man. I opened up my own business service and started brokering out my services to help many other drivers. Those drivers went and told their family members. Those family members told them.
Out. Help us understand that.
So brokering out means and everything, man, that I would either go ahead, take on a client, and if I was working too many hours, I had another gentleman who I met in the credit game. He would go on ahead and do their files. I would get a portion of it.
Franchise.
Him a portion of it. There we go. We were solving the problem, man.
Yeah, wow. That is the power of leverage that you developed even before coming into our industry.
Yeah.
And you saw the power of that. So you were not only helping them kind of develop their own self and their own credit, but also empowering them, teaching a man how to fish.
Exactly.
And creating a kind of organization of people that can go out there and help a lot of people and developing a very high leverage business model for yourself. The franchisee model, the McDonald's, Ray Kroc, what made him a billionaire.
Yeah.
So how did that progress?
So a lot of people don't know this, right? I started being able to fix credit so good that it got the eyes of some of the top leaders, some of the top lawyers, top accountants, top CEOs. I began to start to fix their credit that they shared with me in confidence. Now, the network were not just the everyday class working people.
The white collar.
This is the people who were making 7, 8 figures. And one guy, which is the highest guy that we ever had, made 9 figures. And here I am working on his credit.
Get out.
Take his scores from a 400 to a 700.
I'm at a loss as to what to say, man. So one of the questions I have is like, what did you figure out that other people that are fixing credits didn't figure it out? Or was it how you approach the game or the business? Like, what did you do differently that so many others that are working credit?
I think that when most people were actually doing credit or fixing credit, they were actually trying. I wanted to be the best at it while still being a bus driver. I really wanted to make sure that not only could I fix your credit, but I can help change your life and then help educate you. So I was always into educating people. So it wasn't just the service. I wasn't just brokering out, wasn't just giving education. Now I started giving exchange of information for my services. So I started fixing some of the most wealthiest of people's credit for almost free, just for the exchange of information and networking.
Wow. That was a smart move. That was a really, really smart move because to have access is a currency in itself.
Come on.
As it said, your network is
your network.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
So What point did that get to?
So literally, I'm lying that to you, man. So we go years into this space. And I'm sitting there, I'm doing all of these amazing people, and I got all of these networks. Some of the very best that people are seeing on TV, I know them now in my network as friends.
Wow.
COVID happened, 2020, almost 20 years in the transit gate. And literally,
Yeah.
that was the moment that shifted me from being just a regular employee to becoming and stepping out on faith of being an employer.
Employer. Okay. What did you do to adjust to that very like world-changing time?
Honestly, COVID and everything, man, had shut down and had shut so many things down that the opportunities where people used to once rely on was not such a certainty anymore.
Yeah.
So I decided to go ahead, man, and retire early and take a chance on myself.
Man, that right there is the birth of an entrepreneur at the highest level when you go all in on yourself. What was that?
Literally, that was 2020, September 2024. My brother got married in August of 2020, took a trip, came back from that trip after my brother got married and said, y'all, I'm officially retiring. People thought I was crazy. You're talking about in the wake, right? I was in Minneapolis at the time where they had the George Floyd, right?
Oh my God.
Protests that literally I watched the same buildings I was driving past every day burn up in flames. Right after that, something took a spark in me. Remember, it was 2020, the same year.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant passed away.
Man, a lot of dark stuff
A
happening.
lot of dark stuff. But Kobe Bryant, everybody know, was literally my idol.
So many.
Greatest basketball player, I guess, of all times. At that point, after taking that trip and I got back, I remember telling my wife, I said, hey, baby, this is it. I'm done. I'm giving up this game and I'm going to help some more people out here. And I remember and everything, my wife looked at me and she says, man, you must be crazy. I said, no, I'm serious. Go and help people because I have to go follow my dreams. Because at this point, if we're surviving and going through COVID, where we've seen people actually not knowing if they were going to make it, after they got in contact 1 week to the next or 1 day to the next, who am I not to go on ahead and at least die trying?
Wow. That shows, man.
Yeah.
What was the business venture, or how did you step into the role of an employer, taking on now brand new identity?
So I can honestly say I didn't really have a solid game plan.
Okay, you just had an intention.
I had an intention.
Yeah.
I remember everything, man. Before I left, I showed this young gentleman, a young man who was working at the transportation company, the credit game. I said, hey, man, I'm going to teach you how to do credit.
Yeah.
And this young man was in his 20s.
Okay.
And he says, yeah, I want to learn how to teach credit.
Okay.
Showed him credit. In 1 day, it was the day before Labor Day. You guys can count it. That young gentleman learned what I taught him that night, went on social media, marketed, and over 400 clients came within the first month.
So he started a service of
Yes, of credit repair
that he learned from
that he
you,
learned from you in less than 1 day.
and then he got clients.
And he got clients on social media that literally, get this, y'all, that literally began to start to change and blow up his life, which in turn ignited a fire in me and blew up my life.
You saw what you had the knowledge of and the value of, and then you, I guess, why can't I do this for myself?
Exactly. So I'm going to be real with y'all. That young gentleman and everything, man, he turned around and he said to me, he says, you need to get on social media.
You weren't.
I wasn't on big social media. I was on social media, but not using it to gain money.
Yeah. I mean, for the vast majority of people still today, they see social media as entertainment. They see it as consumer.
No.
Not as a business developing platform, not to reach their potential clients and customers and business partners.
And that wasn't Lambo. So Lambo turned around before there was the Lambos.
Yeah, I wanted to know when did that name.
And that's that's what happens.
Yeah.
People and everything, man, kept saying, man, what's your favorite vehicle? What's your favorite vehicle? I say hands down Lamborghini. I love Lamborghinis, man, all my life.
Okay.
Literally, man, from as a kid, seeing the first Lamborghini in the little Matchbox toy box.
Oh wow, even
that was my thing, right? And so I remember and everything, man, people were asking me like, yo, Is that your favorite car and everything, man? What would you do? Like, what would your nickname be if you did? I say, hands down, Lambo. People's like, Lambo what? I said, well, I don't know. They said, well, we'll call you Lambo Drew. So literally the name was birthed from the same gentleman that I gave the game.
Oh, he came
He
back.
called it, yo, we're going to call you Lambo Drew. And I'm laughing because I'm like, man, that's got a ring to it of calling Lambo Drew. He said, yeah, you're doing credit so fast. Nobody's out here doing credit like this. And you're at a different gear. That one gentleman forced me to get on social media. Social media then in turn allowed me to open my YouTube channel, and Lambo Drew was born in 2020 during COVID.
First of all, go check him out. Second of all, this is before Lambo Drew had a Lambo.
This is before I had a Lambo.
I love that. I love
Yes.
the fact that you put yourself out there. It's literally in the name, and you have to then live up to that.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
putting yourself out there first is what most people don't realize, that you have to be and identify, take on that identity, and then you shall manifest. And so the fact that you did that, I commend you. How did it go from, opening up that YouTube channel?
So the YouTube channel just took off. I can honestly say, so I literally, man, I had a little market that I'd grown from Facebook.
Okay.
There was a gentleman by the name of Jake, shout out to you, J.D. Michelle. He literally was a big influencer.
Okay.
He says, man, the way that you're doing credit, he said, dude, and you're talking about the financial game. Remember, I was in stocks as well with financial literacy advice as well. I've been doing that for years around the job. Just wasn't getting paid for it. Remember, and everything I told you and everything, my degree was going into business finance.
Yeah.
So that literally, I say, hey, man, if people were to do this, this, and this, man, it would go crazy. They could make a lot of money. He said, well, why don't you put that on social media? Why don't you talk about that on your channel? My YouTube channel was birthed. My social media was birthed. It took off from that point.
Wow. The adding of a few things, your dark situation, which I call your mess, turned into your message,
Yes.
which made you millions.
Yes.
And I believe that all of these dark times is a blessing in disguise for all of us.
Yeah.
It may allow us to create a great story out of it, empathize with people, find our own solution, and then turn that solution into a scalable model that we can help tons of people and make money along the way. And you've done exactly that. So how did you evolve to, and what was it like to getting your first Lambo?
Oh, man.
When did you make that decision?
I think that was the greatest experience. So now we're in 2021 now at this point, right? Because that's the end of 20 going into 2021. And at this point, man, I'm helping so many people in the finances arena that they're sitting back up in here and they're going to the next level. Business credit was the leverage that allowed me to change my life. When I was telling people, not only leverage your personal, leverage your business, I found out how faster it was and easy it was to obtain the same things that were on my vision board. And I hope many of you have a vision board out there, right? If you're really trying to manifest something into your now, it must first come within. And I'm telling you, it came from within first. And literally everything on my vision board, I started getting. Things started coming to pass. The trips I wanted to take, the money I wanted to have, the people I wanted to help, the cars I wanted in my driveway. I started helping other people put cars in their driveway, money in their pocket, grow their business. And then that's when things started coming to me.
Man, as it says, you help enough people get what they want, you will surely get what you want. I want to zoom in for countless people, including myself, that want to relive the joy of you, deciding that today or this week is going to be when I get my Lambo, what it is like to go there and fulfill the name Lambo Drew.
I think at that moment, I literally cried, man, because that was the joy that when most people are actually out there like, man, can I take my dream car? Can I have my dream life? Can I have my dream moment? The answer was yes, right? And it took some amazing people, man, who got around me and says, hey, Lambo, you can own this by doing these simple things. I'm like, really? What are you guys are talking about, right? You actually take your business credit, you leverage your credit. You can actually make sure that you get the Lambo with terms for you. Walking into that dealership changed my life. Remember, the first one was the Huracan, right? So for those and everything, man, who are trying to say, I got 2 Lambos and stuff like that. First one was the Huracan,
Yeah.
right? I think walking around it and seeing it enough literally, man, lit a fire into me. Until the next minute, you know, man, you're going into that dealership and the same vision that you had of actually walking into that dealership, having the keys, starting it up, driving it away, finally manifested itself.
Let me understand this. You went to the dealership before you were ready to purchase it.
And walked around the dealership every week.
Every week.
Every week.
To touch your dreams.
Touch my dreams and absorb it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Absorb
You're
it.
tapping into something that is so deep that it may fly over some people.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't understand, like, well, you're going there, but you don't have the money in the bank account. That's not the point of it. You're seeding something in your subconscious. You are envisioning yourself. You're seeing this in real life. You're touching it. You're getting close to your dreams. And that's what makes it something that your mind, your brain focuses on to seize the opportunity, the connections, all of the things that are around you that are resources to manifesting that. And you did this for how long? Going every week?
I literally went every week, every Sunday. And I still, people don't know this.
People must have recognized.
People don't recognize this. I'm about to blow people's mind. I still go every Sunday when I'm home because I remember before it came what the feeling was like. See, the thing about it is when most people get a taste of success, they get, okay, I've got it.
Oh,
I always want it. They want it. See, you can't be complacent. You have to stay hungry. Most of us, where our level is limited, is that we get fulfilled off of our temporary success.
Yeah, that's true.
But all of us real entrepreneurs know you need to stay hungry at all times. I live by 4 phrases every day of my life.
You share, please.
Hunt, kill, eat, repeat.
Okay, I love it. I love it. You know, you said something that I'm realizing may be a trap for many of us that achieve a milestone, achieve a target, a success, is that we may rest on our laurels. That in what you do by even going back to the dealership, even now that you have
and I take others with me. So if you ever in Colorado and you really want to go on ahead and level up with Lambo, come on down and I'll take you to the dealership.
What do you do at the dealership with other people?
Oh, I get a chance and everything, man. Usually Sundays is closed.
Yeah.
But I get a chance to go ahead and allow them to touch what they truly want. Because now I'm taking you to the dealerships to touch McLarens. I'm taking you to dealerships to touch Rolls Royces. I'm taking you to dealerships to touch Lamborghinis. I'm taking you to the same dealerships that I was manifesting before I had it.
Man, you're a living example. I think more than even touching the Lambos, people getting to shake your hand to know that you went from sleeping in your car while working a full-time job to now you can't sleep in your Lambo. I don't think.
No.
It's nicely.
No.
So to having you know, this beautiful manifested reality, you are something that gives people confidence, gives people a sense of like, okay, I'm in a difficult situation. Maybe I'm not even as bad as Lambo Drew was sleeping in his car. I have a roof over my head, but things aren't looking that great and I feel stuck and all these things.
Well, I got to stop you right there, son.
Okay.
One of the greatest things that keeps me motivated and kept me striving was when me and my family years later were homeless for a year. The thought and the pain of a wife and 4 kids sleeping out of our vehicle, I had to repeat the same thing I did years before. I found myself literally 8 years later living out of a vehicle. My wife and my kids. Yes.
Later than
8 years later than when I did the first time myself.
Life, man,
life is life.
Life.
So y'all, people don't know the story. We remember this is 2013. Lambo hasn't been like this all this time. People need to know this. If you do constant gains, you have to keep pushing yourself. 2013, me and my family moved from Ohio, wife and kids. We're in Minneapolis. Literally get evicted out of our place the day after Christmas. One of the most hardest days of our life. The day after Christmas, it's a freaking snowstorm. Imagine having to be out the day after Christmas in a snowstorm with babies. My little daughter at the time was maybe 6 months old.
Months.
Months. That was the littlest one. My oldest son, he was here right now while we're taping this.
Yeah.
Literally was maybe what, 7 years old, 6, 7 years old.
Okay, can I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
You're still with your wife?
20 years. We celebrated in November.
Can I shout out to the wife who
Yeah.
stood by a man chasing his dreams? Man, that just that hits me
Yeah.
in a place because I like many of you, I know what it's like to go through the ups and downs and
Yeah.
to be in that situation
Yeah.
with a child or two kids.
4 kids. 4 kids. My son and 3 daughters.
The day after Christmas.
The day after Christmas.
So where'd you guys go? I mean, that is
So literally, can I be real with you? A lot of people don't know this, but I told my story so many times on so many channels. The day afterwards, we literally went to an actual infestated crack motel where they sold drugs, where there was prostitution, where it was the lowest it could possibly be, cost me $25 a night. But at least it had 2 beds, one for me and my wife, and the other for my 4 kids. Just that alone, I was thankful. Still trying to figure out this thing called life. Still in this battle, in this journey, trying to be a dad, trying to be a husband, trying to provide.
provider.
And here I am at the lowest point of my life, feeling like I couldn't provide for my wife and my kids.
Man, that is, I didn't know your story was that deep. You have such a movie-like heroic, like, I don't know, like less than zero. Like, I hope everyone feels a sense of you can do it because, but then again, I want to say something that is bit maybe not a popular opinion, which is you maybe need dark times and dark situations like that to ignite a flame within you, because if you are comfortable on your couch in your bed and things are not bad enough,
Yeah.
you may never tap into your greatest potential.
Yeah,
And seeing your wife and your kids go through that and face the embarrassment, the disappointment, the lack of being proud of yourself as a father, husband, provider.
Yeah.
I guess still haunts you to the point where you go back to your dreams.
Day, those haunt me. Every day, that pain of yesterday haunts my today. And on the heels of that, birth one of the greatest men you see today that's leading people into the millions and billions from the strategies I'm able to help them out today.
Okay, can we zoom into that situation where you're in this crack motel for $25 a night? How long were you there for, and how did you get your family out?
Ooh, so I can honestly say this. So at this point, we're there for at least maybe about 3 weeks into that place. We had a chance where we got enough money before the new year. We went to an extended stay. I only had it for 2 days. True story. I go to New Year's Eve night watch service, right, at a church. There's a gentleman who I'd never met in my life, walks up to me. They're feeding me and my family, my wife and 4 kids, right there at this place. So they have a bunch of people that in there are feeding people. They got this amazing, like, I don't know what they call it, like a feast or something like that going on. My wife and me and my kids, we sit down to have soup. Soup, for some people, probably wasn't the best. To me and my wife and kids, tasted like a steak, because we had been out there for literally, man, about a week now, going into that next week. We laugh because we say to ourselves, it can't get much worse than this.
So during that time, you guys laughed?
We laughed.
At that time?
At that point, because we had the lowest. We're out literally getting fed by strangers who we don't know, and literally are saying that this has to be the best meal because we're already living out of the hotel, right? So I'm telling you, I got to fast forward this for something. So at that moment, the gentleman comes up to me. He says, "Hey man, I just want to show you some love for you and your fam. Have an amazing New Year's. That's my hand. I look down at my hand. There's a wad of money that he put in my hand.
Wad of money.
This is true story. He put the wad of money in my hand. I turned around and I said, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Put it in my pocket and said, just hold on to us. I get out to the truck. My wife and my kids get in the truck. I said, hey, it's amazing service. We all ate. That's good. I get out and start counting the money right then and there. My wife's like, yo, where did you get this money from? Yeah. Keep in mind, going in there, I didn't even have $5 in my pocket.
As a father, as a husband, as a provider, just keep that in mind. I know what it's like to take my mom to Walmart and not be able to tell her that I didn't have enough money in the bank account for all that she was putting in the car. And I was saying, like, we don't need that, we don't need that. And being at the register and seeing the thing swipe and wondering if it was going to add up to enough. And so I know that situation, but that is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So how much was the funds and what did you do with it?
So the funds, believe it or not, was enough to cover one more week into that place that me and my family was going to get ready to check out the next day.
Oh my. And you weren't expecting
I wasn't
that?
expecting this or nothing.
Just
It's a total stranger. Literally and everything, man. Like God put something on his heart, like, yo, here, let me give it to you. We literally, man, get back. I'm crying now. Because I'm telling my wife, like, yo, and I don't cry. If you know me, my wife in the last 20-some years may have seen me cry 3 times. And over 25 years of being with me now. 20 years last year of being married.
Congratulations.
And she's seen me cry. And she says, well, what's going on? I said, you don't even understand. Me being able to have a roof over our head just for one more week. Sometimes people need to know the power of one.
Yeah.
One more try, one more chance, one more push, one more go when you're thinking about giving up. One more connection, one more phone call.
Yeah.
One more reaching out to Sal. Hey, Sal, if I can reach out to you.
Picking yourself up one more time. It's one of the greatest things you can do for yourself. You know, like just not giving up today and getting to tomorrow. And those things add up because you're seeing a man that also lived on that one more.
Yeah.
Whether it was a week, whether it was a day. And it's so bizarre that was your past, because I'm almost wondering if you're going to make it.
But I know. Listen, dude.
How did you get to
Can I be real with you?
Yeah, please.
There were times that we literally were pulling up. Like I've told the story, it felt like thousands of times. We were pulling up to hotels, literally with just the gas in our car, no money in our pocket. And we were literally walking into a hotel and asking the front desk, can we stay for a night? Can we stay for 2? It got to the point so much to where not only did the front desk give us one night, they were counting me and my wife 1 week, week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It may not seem like you may be out of your darkest moment, but don't give up. Because just at that point when you're at your brink, there is help, and help is coming for you.
My goodness. I mean, the thing is, hearing these things, it hits us at a place where, we realize how grateful we are to have the life that we have, and to see someone and to know someone has gone through that with their wife and kids. It just shows the power of both desperation, and you don't know your own strength until, there's this quote, like, you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you have left.
Facts.
And that's what you did for your family. You rose to, whatever would get you through those days.
Facts.
And I want to go into how you got your family out of this.
So can I honestly be real with you?
Oh, okay.
Right. Literally, we go through this stint for months on end. Keep in mind, my wife was wearing the same shoes the entire time. Same boots. Imagine wearing that from December all the way till October.
October, like almost a year.
Almost a year. We were homeless, living out on the street, out of our car, from hotel to hotel, motel to
Were
motel.
you like you were looking for work or
I was actually working.
what
This
the?
see this
Welcome to America.
this is what people need to understand.
What
I was actually working a job, living homeless, and my wife was actually out there riding it out with me. See, a lot of people, man, don't know what it's like to be in the trenches, right? It's always love when I see my guy Rabu, and I see some of the most amazing people, man, the generals who done made it out here.
Yeah.
Sal, you see, we done met some amazing people at this conference.
Absolutely.
But all of us have a story where we have hit our rock bottom. And the thing about it is I just didn't stop. There was a gentleman who reached out to me when our story finally changed on Craigslist, put out an ad to see if a family of 4 needed shelter. We had a family of 6. I responded back to that ad on Craigslist. Shout out to you, Jose.
Wow.
Responded back to that ad on Craigslist. And that gentleman and everything say, hey man, I have a place. You want to come check it out? I'll give you an address. Come check it out. Me and my wife said, this guy's got to be playing. No one's going to go ahead and really respond like this on Craigslist. We're talking 2014, y'all. No one's responding like this on Craigslist. He said, no, here's my number. Give me a call. Put his number in there as he responded back and forth on Craigslist. I gave him a call. I talked to the gentleman for over an hour and a half.
To see if it's real.
To see if it's real.
Yeah.
That night I cried. Second time. The reason why I cried, because that gentleman said to me, we don't even know why we responded or even put this even on Craigslist. But something in me told me to put this out.
Wow.
Not knowing where me and my family was actually sleeping out of, the money that we can afford. We had enough money, and I was just working enough to be able to afford us to go from motel to hotel every single day. A lot of people don't know this. That gentleman, when I went and met up with him the very next day, we literally are standing in the backyard, and as God is my witness, there's a basketball rolls across the backyard. Me and my wife, my kids were outside. It's in the hood,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful home.
Okay.
The home blew our minds. That is in the hood in Minneapolis, but this home is available. Beautiful backyard, so my kids can run around. They can actually play. We literally had a nice front lawn that I was actually shocked. A park across the street with a swimming pool and everything our kids can play in.
Were they offering a room in this place?
They were offering me the whole house.
I don't understand.
3,000 square feet, 4 bedroom,
What?
2 bath for 3,000 square feet.
For how much?
Literally, true story. I talked with the guy. I let the guy know. I said, hey man, I can't afford this. I don't know what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
But
Whatever
I
it
can't
is.
afford this house.
Okay.
The gentleman looked at me dead in my eyes. His name is Jose. He says, what are you paying for now in the hotels?
What?
I said, what do you mean? Dude,
25 a night?
no. We were staying in the lower hotels. I said, dude, I'm paying maybe $1,000 a month, a little bit less. He said, I'll give it to you for less than $1,000 a month. He gave it to me for $925 a month.
Did you ever understand why he did that?
Literally, the reason was, he says, man, listen, my objective is to give this to a good family. Not knowing that I were gonna meet you, but literally something in me clicked that you guys are the right family. While we're standing in the backyard,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you the most powerfulest thing, the basketball rolls by. When the basketball rolls by, it stops right there in front of me. There's nobody over in the direction where the basketball came from. This sounds crazy. A lot of people know I told the story.
Okay, I'm getting chills.
The basketball stops in front of me. The basketball is a small miniature LSU basketball where I'm from, Louisiana State University in New Orleans. LSU was one of my favorite teams, still is today. We're in, keep this in mind, Minneapolis. What is an LSU basketball doing in Minneapolis, rolling up to me in front of my foot? And I'm actually stopping and I pick the basketball up and I start laughing. The guy doesn't even know where the basketball even came from. He says, hold on, what? My wife looks over, she looks down, she says, what is that? I say, babe, look who this is. She say, LSU?
Wow.
She starts busting out laughing. He looks me dead in my eyes and says, what are you guys laughing for? She said, that's where my husband born and raised. That's his favorite team.
How did you pick yourself up from the needing to be a provider and leveling up your income now that you had a stable home?
I can honestly say the place wasn't still available until maybe about a couple of weeks after that because they had a family
so it wasn't
still living in there. So the family was moving back to Chicago, right? We turned around and everything, man, I had still had a couple more weeks, but now we got a deadline.
Yeah. Hope on the horizon.
Hope on the horizon, right? So we sit back up in here and we say, man, if this guy signs off for us, man, this is amazing. He said, no, it's your place. I'm not putting it out there for anybody. This is your place. He gave it to us for that. 3 weeks into that, we're sitting up in here, man, trying to figure out, like, man, how are we even going to go in here and get our stuff that was in storage? Remember, we were at least paying a storage bill to go ahead and actually survive.
Yeah.
People don't know this. We moved in, slept on our floor for days on end. No furniture, because we didn't have money to go in here and get out of storage until the time when I finally got paid again. I was able to have the money to get what we needed out of storage. And then being able to go ahead and finally start living as a family. See, sometimes you got to take it one apple at a time. Sometimes you don't need to shake the whole tree and eat it up, but take it one apple at a time.
In a parallel analogy, the full staircase doesn't need to be lit up.
Yeah.
Just the next one, just the next day, just the next action, just the next call or message or meeting or whatever it may be. And you keep doing that consistently. And then you can look back and see, oh, wow, I came pretty far here.
Yeah.
Or you reach a new level, new state of reaching something that you thought was so far away because you just keep putting one feet in front of the other. How did you increase your income?
So literally, I get the place. I get the offer from the place. I get a job offer from the same company that I truly wanted to have and work for the year before. They passed up on me.
Wow.
But it wasn't until I got the job offer for the house. People don't know this, right? Like, you get the offer from the house, you get the job offer. You're like, man, how in the world is this thing falling in sync? People don't notice there was a lady that called me back a year later from after the interview that I failed.
So you didn't reapply a year later?
She called me out the blue. Hey, come in for an interview. I'm like, what? We just got the house from Craigslist.
Yeah.
We get this unanimous phone call. I'm thinking that lady's lying.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way. She sends the email. I said, no, this is the real deal.
Right.
The job. I go in from the interview. I get the job. So I get the house and the job.
In the same.
We move in, same month, move into September. And literally, that's when everything starts to click. And everything from that point of September of 2021 starts to turn right side up again.
So this was September 2021 when you guys are still struggling and just made it.
Yeah. No, not 2021. I'm sorry, take that back. This is 14, September is 14.
Okay.
2020 is when I retired, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So September 14, September of 2014, that's when we had this struggle. That's when everything started changing. I stayed with that company from September 14 to September of 2020. That's correct.
Just a few years ago?
Yeah.
You were in that situation
literally
2 years ago.
September 2014. I stayed with that company all the way till September 2020.
So you were still working?
I was still working and everything else. Remember I told you I turned around, retired, took the trip back from August and came
so
back. So
at the time you were retiring after your brother's wedding. No Lambos,
No Lambos, no nothing.
No Lambos at
No
the time.
Lambos, no nothing.
But you were ignited by someone you taught the credit game to.
Yeah,
that
talk to
got,
the young man and everything, man. Just credit name. That's how Lambo Drew and everything, man, was born.
and he gave you that name, and you adopted it. You took it on as your brand.
Yeah.
Opened up social media, opened
Yeah.
up YouTube, started to educate people.
And generate money.
And generate-
So that's the difference between opening up social media
Yeah.
and don't have the right market.
Yeah.
Some people need to know, man, you don't need everybody. You just need the right people who believe in you.
Yeah, versus trying to become famous or try to get, the crazy view numbers. You're looking for people that share similar mindsets, are on similar paths, and more than getting that support around you from the friends and family that you may want to get it from, strangers will be there and are on that path, and you can be creating a community, creating a client base, creating an audience, creating a tribe of people all over the world because you decide to share your story. So how did you finally get enough, both money and the courage and decision to get your first lab?
So that came enough wonderful clients. Now we're in 2020 going into 2021. Pandemic happened, PPP and all of that great stuff happened.
Yeah.
EIDL loans. So I'm down to help but business entrepreneurs
Yeah.
grab money from not just that, SBA loans and everything else. And they literally, man, started coming in by the droves, man.
Oh, wow.
Because now I got my online presence out there. People are like listening to me. I got a YouTube channel out there. I got some things out there. People are like, no, he's credible now.
Yeah.
I watched them. I called those same old partners who actually helped the lawyers, the financial experts, and some of the great people, man, who are out there doing it. Say, hey, man, I would love to go ahead and purchase one.
Wow.
Well, man, Lambert, you do know how to go around this. Yeah. You can go on ahead and you can use this business credit. Business credit, again, allowed me to go ahead and get into the doors and having the doors up. It takes knowledge. See, most people and everything think that finances was the huge thing. Honestly, it's just a strategy. Some people, you're one decision away from changing your whole life, but you have to have the right strategy to be able to execute it. If you really want the lifestyle that you truly desire, you want, what's your strategy to get there?
I am ignited by such a story. I knew of you, never imagined such a story. You never imagined, because the way you are today is it's almost I now see the humility and where it comes from, and also the hunger.
Yeah.
I believe if someone were to go through something as deeply ingraining as seeing your family evicted the day after Christmas with 4 kids, and one of them being 6 months.
6 months.
young.
She was born in May of 2013.
And man, your wife being patient and diligent and
Walking holes in her shoes, by the way. Same boots from after Christmas all the way till going into October.
Hopefully she's got some red bottoms now.
Brother, she's got my wife. Listen, and y'all be laughing at me when y'all hear the stories and see the stories. My wife got more Louis Vuitton than Louis got Louis. She's got more red bottoms. She's got more Gucci. She's got more everything.
Man, that makes the story whole. I wanted to, just share.
Yeah.
I didn't know the story was going to go in this direction.
Yeah.
But I'm deeply grateful that I got a chance, because it's something that I'm going to keep thinking about your story days and randomly throughout my life. I'm like, damn, he really did that? Like, that sort of thing. What's your philosophy now? What's your life mission now? What kind of content do you create? How do you help people now?
So now, I hate to say this, right? Got a little bread behind us, right? I literally have to check my statements every month. You know how you get your bank statements?
Yeah.
You can put them up on PDF and stuff.
Yeah.
Every month, I'm amazed of what I'm actually seeing go through my account. I'm talking about full deposits. Not money just sitting there in the savings. Full deposits going in every single month, and I'm blown away. I'm a millionaire because I decided and everything, man, not to give up. I decided to keep going. But I helped so many people out. Every single day, my mission is, how can I help more people? How can I have the greatest impact? Not just in my region, but globally.
Yeah.
And that literally has allowed me to change people's lives. Right now, I mean, I can show you right now, even if you want to see, text after text after text,
Have
email after email after email. And I know he's believe me,
Yeah.
of people who are right now on my schedule
Mm.
because we're doing some of the biggest deals of my life. Last week, I literally orchestrated. A lot of people don't know. I usually connect a scaling company or a company about to exit, or even a company on an entry, and I allowed them to get connected with private equity, angel investors,
Big
venture
groups.
capital groups every single day. My calendar stays packed because I literally designed the strategy to be able to hear what the pitch deck is,
Mhm.
understand what the company needs,
And
and being able to connect them with the right investor. A lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of money being made into that industry every day. My name and everything, man, is like so known, not just for my YouTube channel and
Yeah.
social media, but because the work ethic that I put in to help solve people's problems every single day. You help somebody solve their problems, they'll reward you with your financial problems and help solve you and set you into a level of success and wealth that'll blow your mind.
Man,
Every day, I'm blessed and fortunate to help somebody get closer to their next level.
your story inspires me,
Thank you.
as it will inspire the countless people that watch this over days, weeks, months, years from now.
Thank you.
And I hope that we take away what it takes for a man who is a provider, a husband, a leader to get to where he is. You fought for your dreams, you didn't give up, you continued to make the efforts, you didn't abandon your family. All of those things that I commend, and you deserve your success.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lambo Drew,
Thank
you've
you.
blown my mind, and I think inspired a countless group of people that are on their own parallel path, going through their own struggles, some darker than yours, some most lighter than yours.
Yes.
But nevertheless, we all feel the gravity of our own story because those are the shoes that we are in. But hearing how others have overcome their own obstacles and fought through their own dark times and picked themselves up, and that there was light at the end of the tunnel, and they were able to get to where you got to, which is to be in a state of abundance now. It gives hope. And that's one of the reasons that I've become so passionate about sharing the stories of the people that I meet, that I get to interact with. You know, I have my own story of trying to make it and still on that journey, and seeing people like Lambo Drew and countless others that I continue to bring in front of my own awareness and all of you guys. I hope that we can lean on each other to build a life, this one ticket of life that we've all been granted, and go from the environment that you were born into to consciously engineering the actual reality that you wanted. You've made such a impact, such a shift from where you started to where you are right now, that it could have only happened by conscious engineering. This was not luck. This was just a determined man that wanted to provide for his family, and he did just that in a way that I'm grateful to hear that your wife is blessed beyond Louis Vuitton. So with that, we look forward to hearing a lot more from Lambo Drew, as you guys can find him on YouTube as he's continuing to help people, and hopefully he can help you, whether it's with credit service or anything else that he may bring to the table. It's been a great honor to meet him in person and hear his story straight from the source. So we'll see you guys around the world, and we wish you the best on your journey.
Bye-bye. Peace.